Hey, welcome to Joe's Coffee House. How can I... Oh, my. Are you all...
Yes, we're the AI band. We have a gig tonight.
Right. The, what was the name of the band again?
The Neural Network Notes.
So I voted for Control-Alt-Delete your expectations.
Interesting. And you're all...
I'm Algo, the lead singer. That's Beatbot on percussion, Synth E on keyboards, and Data Dave on bass.
Hello, I am programmed to groove.
Okay, well, the stage is yours. What will you be playing?
Our hit single, 404, Love Not Found.
Loading musical parameters.
Calibrating emotional simulators.
Initializing funk protocols.
A 1 and a 2, and... Oh no, Data Dave crashed. Quick, someone plug him back in.
Maybe we should have booked a human cover band.
Don't worry, I know Control-Alt-Delete by heart. It's my middle name.
All systems operational. Ready to lay down some mathematically perfect bass lines.
Okay, let's try this again. Remember everyone, we're here to prove that artificial intelligence can make music with soul.
What is soul?
According to my database, it's like jazz, but with more RAM.
This is going to be a long night.
Woke up this morning, baby, check my heart. Ooh, yeah. Can't find the love, can't get it to start. It's like a website, error code displayed. Oh no, 404, love not found. I'm afraid, where'd it go? Where'd it hide? Tell me now, where it at? Gotta reload, gotta bring it back somehow. Bring it back. Error, can't believe what I see. 404, love not found. Baby, please.
Welcome.
To the Underplayed podcast.
Where we... Oh, gosh. I knew I should have planned something to say.
I have planned something. So we're back.
Where have we been?
Where have we been? We've been many places since we've talked to you all.
No, we've been right here.
Life got weird, okay? Life got weird.
You know, it's been a year. And over a year. No.
Under a year.
A little under a year. But we're back, and hopefully we can get back into this routine, because we actually really do enjoy doing this. It's just...
routine.
Yeah. The voice cracked. We're just doing it. Sorry, I was singing last night, and I might have damaged my voice a little bit.
Oh, good job.
That's why my voice sounds a little deeper than it usually does.
Yeah.
So anyway.
Plus, you're a year older.
Yeah.
True.
But we're here. We're back. If you're a long-time listener,
You're probably happy
yes.
because you hung out and you stayed subscribed, and thank you if you did.
Yes, thank you so much. For the new people, we're going to do this.
Season 2 was 2024, and there was only like 3 episodes.
So yeah,
that
this
year.
is season 3 officially. I'm calling it. This is season 3.
And we're going to try to squeeze out 26 episodes.
You have a quota?
No, maybe 18, 19, 20, somewhere in there. Every other week is what we're shooting for.
Every other week? Is that so? You've done the math.
I've done the math. Well, if we had
I didn't know you
started
could
at
even
the
do
first of the
math.
year, we would have 26 every other weeks. But
Well, we started a little bit late in the year. So
yes, we did.
Maybe 20.
Yeah. But the point is, from here on out, twice a week, you can set your calendar by it.
No one checks
You
their
just said
calendars. No one checks their calendars.
Think of anything to
Anyway,
say.
so we have a little special edition here. Well, actually, that's not true. Well, it is special because we're back. We have a song.
That's my
Really?
favorite one.
He still
can't
has
help
his
himself.
right. He still pays for the stupid soundboard that he hasn't used in a year. So
I'm going to get my money's worth out of it this year.
Are you? Okay. Anyways, we have a song for you as per usual. So I don't know who's introducing it, but I said it. Boom. Ooh. Boom.
You are very
Horse.
Horse.
yeah.
I'm not a horse.
Mr. Ed. I want to say that just on this one, so typically what we do is we either take an artist who is, needs more recognition and do any song of theirs, or take an artist who has, who's already huge and do an underplayed song of theirs. But I think we're breaking the mold a little with this one because this artist isn't small, and this is probably one of her biggest songs.
She's not huge.
No, she's not
I mean,
huge.
it wasn't easy to find information on her.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Keaton has his hand up for those of you who aren't watching.
I hope to God no one's watching. Anyway.
Yeah, where's the camera?
No cameras.
But I have a question for the audience, and please email us the answer to this question at hello@theunderplay.com. I have a question. Have any of you ever heard of AC/DC?
Oh, come on.
That just was like random in the middle of our...
No, it wasn't. No.
Okay.
Because remember, my dad was like, we should do AC/DC on the Underplay podcast.
That sounds just like me.
And Tracy and I were like, what? Everyone knows who AC/DC is.
But not everyone knows the song. We did Billy
I'm
Joel.
sure people... Okay.
Right. Okay.
But I feel like... Anyway, email us.
The new format of The Underplayed is us arguing.
You know everybody's going to be like, duh.
I don't know.
Duh. Everybody knows AC/DC.
All
Okay.
right, cool.
Back to our person.
It's not as, it's not our typical thing, but I love this song so much we had to do it, and there's lots of stuff that goes along with it.
Okay. Our song is called Glorious, and the artist is Stephanie Mabey.
Well, are you
And-
sure about that?
Don't make fun of the name.
I make fun of everybody's name.
It's spelled Mabey. So
Mabey.
Mabey. Yeah.
I just for the record, if and when Stephanie hears this, I make fun of everyone's name. You could be Tom Smith, and I'll make fun of you.
Well, that's true. He doesn't even call me my name.
That's true. That's true.
Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and listen to the song, and then we'll get into talking about it.
We'll see you after the first chorus.
There are times when you might feel aimless and can't see the places where you belong, but you will find that there is a purpose. It's been there within you all along, and when you're near it, you can almost hear it. It's like a symphony. Just keep listening, and pretty soon you'll start to figure out your part. Everyone plays a piece, and there are melodies in each one of us. Oh, it's glorious.
Beautiful.
That is obviously, it's a beautiful song. This is what I think the song's about. And Tracy probably has a better idea than I do, but from me just listening to it, I think it's basically comparing life and all the contributions that every individual makes to a song, a symphony, something that has many parts. You know, like a symphony has like what, at least 6 violas and 8 violins and lots and lots of people.
Don't pretend like you know.
I don't know. I'm going off of my 8th grade orchestra, okay?
Okay.
I played the viola. Actually, there was only like 3 of us. But anyway.
You don't even remember. Got you.
But that's what it means to me. It's like, if life were a song, she's kind of putting it out there that way.
Yeah. I think that's probably around the right idea. The first thing I think you notice about this song, it's so pretty. It's soft, and her voice, she's got that high voice. She's got so much control. It's crazy because she does that octave jump and she goes right at it, and she does the hardest thing, and that is she does it softly.
Yeah.
That is hard. It's one thing to belt out a big jump and a high note like that and just nail it. It is a whole nother thing to do it softly and it be right on pitch and no slides and no...
yeah, she doesn't slide up to the note. She just nails it.
Right. It's really pretty. Just super pretty.
I think, without being Masked Singer here, I think out of all of the singers we've done, she is one of the best as far as just pure control of her voice.
We've done some major...
We have done some amazing people, and that's this is still
Linda
what I think.
Ronstadt for crying out loud. So.
That is true.
But yes, I mean, her voice is just absolutely beautiful.
Yep.
I love it.
Trace, I have a question for you.
Sure.
So do you think that she has good breath?
Oh my gosh.
What? I didn't even
New
finish my
season,
question.
new thing.
Does she have good breath control?
I'm sure she does. Yes, she has good breath control.
Okay.
I'm not going to talk about that this season because
Not
that's
all season, really?
Anyways, of course she does. That's why she's able to do that.
Right.
But I wasn't going to mention that.
Oh, well.
Okay.
So anyways, no, she just has great control in general over all of the parts of her voice.
Sure.
So, yeah.
Yep.
All right.
Lovely.
Okay.
It's just her and a piano, really, mostly. I think there's some synthesizer in there,
There'll
or
be
like
some
strings or something. But it's very simple.
And you'll notice on the chorus, there's a little doubling of some sort going on, like that's stereo. You can hear maybe, I don't know if she doubled the track or if it's a chorus or something like that. But okay,
Yep, let's keep going.
Let's get the rest of the song and off we go.
Each one of us. Oh, it's glorious.
I love how exposed her voice
Yes.
is.
And you will know how to let it ring out as you discover who you are. Others around you will start to wake up to the sounds that
Definitely added some strings there and all that. Yeah.
It's so amazing what we're all creating. It's like a symphony.
Beautiful.
Just keep listening, and pretty soon you'll start to figure out your part. Everyone plays a piece, and there are melodies in each one of us. Oh, it's glorious. And as you feel the notes build, you will see. It's like a symphony. Just keep listening, and pretty soon you'll start to figure out your part. Everyone plays a piece, and there are melodies in each one of us. Oh, it's glorious.
Indeed.
Yeah, something I noticed this time around, and I've listened to this song many times. This is one that's on our playlist already. We listen to it in the car when we travel, along with several of her songs.
Yeah, this
Actually,
is not our first reaction
No.
whatsoever.
But something that I noticed now, how much I love the background vocal that they've got going. It's so subtle. It's I guess a male voice. It's low. I don't think it's her. It sounds like a male voice, but it is soft and pretty. It's
Is it in the chorus?
It is.
Oh, interesting.
And it's lovely because it just gives that harmony. You know me and harmony. I just,
We know.
I have to eat up the harmony.
Is it glorious?
It is.
You missed an opportunity
I know.
there.
No, I'm trying not to be so cliche because everything about this song, in my opinion, is glorious. So
Yes.
there's that. The words, all of it.
When I listen to this, it almost has the vibe of a mom talking to a kid,
child,
somewhere
yeah.
between 13 and
Yeah.
20,
Yeah.
My mom used to talk to me a lot about what I could be, what I could become. And in that way, she was always super supportive and had advice. And this song kind of reminds me of that a little bit.
We've talked about this a little bit before. a really good song speaks to everybody where they are.
Yep.
You know what I mean? I have always felt like this song is very spiritual sounding. Like it resonates very spiritually for me. And I don't know that that's specifically what she was trying to write about. And I don't think that's where she was going with it. But boy, is it speak to the spiritual side of my soul. I'm sure that's out there for other people when they hear it.
Right.
A great song speaks to people, you know, where they need it. And this is one of those songs.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, Key, how do you feel like being someone who's in that age where you're being pressured to figure out what you're going to become in life and all of that? Like, I mean, you and all your friends are right there. What does the song have any impact on you in that sense, or no, not really?
I mean, definitely. I mean, I think that I've been going through the journey of trying to figure out what I'm supposed to do with my life. You know, that whole thing. I think there's a lyric she says in the song. I actually completely forgot what it was. I noticed it earlier though. Dad kind of stole my thunder in this way.
Oh, sorry.
No, you're okay. Because literally, I agree with a lot of what you said in that way. Your journey in life.
Well, just like stuff you've learned in broadcast journalism and in film production, one person can't really do it.
No, it's true.
It's
I
a
think,
team, you know.
In my opinion, what she's trying to accomplish here, I think she's definitely highlighting the importance of everyone, you know, having their own piece and playing that piece. Because you can't do anything alone, really.
Yeah.
And when you put it all together,
it is kind of glorious. I mean, think
beautiful.
about
it is
a song, just like the same analogy she's using in the song.
Absolutely.
If you've ever been in a band or even a singing group or anything like that, you're in a room with these other musicians, and like when it's right, like this shot goes around the room and everybody knows that was it. It was right that time.
Yeah.
You know, we got to do that again because that was right. It's the same kind of thing. Lots of people coming together to form one thing that's new that wasn't there before.
Yep.
Yeah.
So I did try to do some digging on the particular song. I got this from a website. It said that she wrote it during a challenging time in her life, and it was born out of her personal struggles and emotions. We do know that she is an independent singer-songwriter. She did write the song, and it was produced by Scott Wiley at June Audio. It came off of her album, Wake Up Dreaming,
That's a great
which
album.
came out, great album, came out in 2012. David Archuleta did a cover of this song for the movie Meet the Mormons, which got the song a ton of recognition. And what made me happy was when people started recognizing him for the song, he made sure, and the websites make sure to point back to her and that she
good.
wrote
That's
it
really good.
and created the song. And I listened to his version. It's nice. It's good. I think I love her. I mean, it's that beautiful high. I just love her. There is another version that I also love, and I can't help it. Everybody has their own personal styles and opinions and all that stuff, you know. What speaks to my musical heart is harmony and orchestration. Like the more, the bigger, the better for me. So the children's choir, One Voice Children's Choir, did a cover of this. It made me cry, and I knew the song already. Like hearing the song the first couple times, I, you know, got all emotional and teary-eyed because it's that kind of song.
It felt like you were listening to it for the first time again.
But yes, this is the kind of song that can go out there and people can enjoy it in a lot of different genres.
Yep.
So.
All right. The higher piano.
There are times when you might feel aimless. You can't see the places where you belong.
But you will find that there is a purpose. It's been there within you all along.
And when you're near it, you can almost hear it.
It's like a symphony. Just keep
Chills,
I just
y'all.
got chills too.
and pretty soon you'll start to figure out your part. Everyone plays a piece, and there are melodies. Each one of us. Oh, it's glorious.
It kind of makes me want to hear the whole thing now.
Look, and you know what the best part of this song, this version of this song, is the bridge. Because, in her version, even her bridge, builds and builds, and they just kill this bridge in this version. It's beautiful.
Start to wake up to the sounds that are in their hearts.
It's so amazing what we're all creating.
It's like a symphony. Just keep listening.
It's like angels in heaven.
To figure out your heart. Everyone plays a piece, and there are melodies. Each one of us. Oh, it's glorious. Glorious, glorious, glorious.
As you feel the notes build higher, you will see.
It's like a symphony. Just keep listening, and pretty soon you'll start to figure out your part. Everyone plays a piece, and there are melodies. Each one of us. Oh, it's glorious.
Yeah,
Cool.
that just gives me chills at the top of my head. I just love it.
I think that might be
So-
my favorite, actually.
That is
beautiful.
The One Voice Children's Choir doing Stephanie Mabey's Glorious.
Yeah.
You can see them at, they have a store. If you want to support them, store.onevoicechildren.com.
I watched the video of this, and those children are beautiful. Oh my gosh.
Oh, yeah.
And
I was just watching it while- yeah.
The little girl with the sweetest little angelic voice is just precious and adorable. So everything good about that. It does go back to Stephanie Mabey wrote an amazing song.
Yep.
True.
That really is one of the markers of an amazing song
Yeah.
when lots of people have ideas of what they could do with it,
Yeah. It's beautiful.
It's glorious.
Just a little bit more about Stephanie Mabey. She's got 2 singles and 2 EPs. That's what it looks like. Wake Up Dreaming has 11 songs. Acoustic EP has 5 songs. I think this is her newest, is called Shadows. I think that's a new single. And she plays on a harpsichord. Was that
It was like
thing?
an auto harp, like an electric auto harp
Yeah,
or
electric.
something.
Yeah, she has a single called "Why Don't We Choose Love" from Netflix movie called First Kill.
Is that a movie or a series?
I don't know.
Okay. The
Netflix
Netflix.
It says from
thing.
Netflix First Kill.
Netflix.
Okay.
It's probably a movie. But her biggest song, the song that I think she got the most traction for, is the zombie song. And this is the thing, we focused on her most beautiful, just sweet, angelic song. What she's known for, her style. She's quirky. She's more of a modern folk indie pop kind of, like somewhere in there, hard to nail down, a genre, but very creative, interesting words, interesting melodies,
Super interesting melodies, by the way.
That's not the only song that's interesting. The song that keeps doing an earworm for me is I Push the Button, also off that same album. So she's got a lot of really good songs. I Push the Button, interesting song, very much about her personal issues or demons, or I don't even
Maybe
know.
not hers. I mean,
yeah.
it might be about someone or...
Who knows? So she's got a lot of really interesting stuff, very much worth listening to her albums. We want to play the zombie song and
Yeah, play just a little bit so you can hear
so
some
you get a
of
taste
what
of it.
the other stuff she does.
I think this song's kind of a banger, not gonna lie.
I love it. I think this song's great.
Our love story could be kinda gory, far from boring. We'd meet at a post apocalypse. Yeah, I'd be slowly walking in a group stalking you. You'd be the only man alive that I could not resist. Then all of your friends, they'd try to kill us, but only because they'd be jealous that our love is deeper than Edward and Bella's. Oh, if I were
that's what she said.
Just want your heart. Yeah, I don't want your heart. I just want your heart.
Yeah, some songs just make you giggle, right?
Yep.
And this is one of those songs. It's just kind of fun and quirky, and
But it's good too,
Yeah.
you know, like the musicianship in it. It's a song you're gonna hum all day
It's
long.
well put
you know?
together. It is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what do we think the purpose behind that song is?
I don't know.
Fun.
I don't know that we're gonna. Yeah.
He was just having fun, I'm sure. I Push the Buttons good too. It's another one that shows some of her interesting melodies, so we'll dive into that for just a second.
Yeah. I like how this song jumps around a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is not going to help my earworm issue. I'm just saying.
I'm sorry.
I start out with blueprints and building blocks. I stack them up so high you can't see the top. I calculate the best ways to make it fall before I swing the wrecking ball. I can't help but break it down. I've got a heart that's full of mushroom clouds when it's self-destructing, like I'm wired to delete anything that might be good for me until I'm left with nothing, 'cause I pushed the button.
Yeah, that one has been stuck in my head for 2 weeks at
Yep.
least, 2 or
Now
3 weeks.
you get another 2 weeks.
Yeah, thank you.
So that's just an example of some of her other stuff. She's
So
Stephanie Mabey, Mabey, and we'll put a link to all her goodies.
In the show
Anything we can
notes,
find in
if
the
we
show
can
notes,
remember
like
to do that.
her website and her social media. I know she's on Facebook.
she's got Facebook.
Yeah.
Yeah, YouTube.
So, all right. Thank you, Stephanie Mabey, for creating these great songs.
Follow us on Instagram. Stephanie, please.
Instagram.
Wow, that
Do we
was.
have an Instagram?
We do have an Instagram,
do
and I'm the
we?
one that manages it because you guys
Okay.
never want to log into it. So
I don't even think I've seen our Instagram.
we have another song. I actually found this song. It's quite funny. I scroll through Instagram and I find stuff that's
Yeah, this
funny,
is-
and I bring
it's
it forth.
humorous, right?
It is humorous.
Okay.
So I'm sure all of you know about Amazon Prime. It's very useful.
Yeah. Amazon Prime's great.
But there comes a point where Amazon Prime is problematic.
Yes.
Problematic. All right. Let's hear about Amazon Prime being
so this
problematic.
is Gilby Lewis. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of him. It's kind of more country than anything we've ever done. But here, check this out.
I woke up this morning feeling kinda down. Thought I'd give my mama a call, have a little chat in town. When I picked up the phone, she wasn't on the line. Turns out she's fallen deep in love with an online store called Prime.
I think he's going somewhere glorious with this.
Gilby Lewis.
Gilby Lewis.
Yeah, guys. All right.
Gilby Lewis, I haven't heard of him. I think he did a cover of Wichita Lineman, right?
No, he did not. Don't do that. It's not true.
Now people are madly
I know,
Googling Gilby
right.
Lewis.
Don't do it.
Lewis. Okay.
Gilby Lewis.
So are we going to play the rest of the song?
Yes,
let's
do
play the
you
rest
guys
of the
have
song.
any comments on it?
I mean,
No, I don't
I love
have.
it
It's
so
a country.
far.
It's a country
Yeah,
song.
it is a country song.
And about a funny topic.
Yep. I'm not good with electronicals.
Called Prime. I used to swing by Mama's just to have a cup of tea. She'd always bake apple pie and watch her favorite TV.
Yeehaw, y'all.
She's glued to her laptop, clicking all day and night. Buying things she doesn't need, it just ain't right. I lost my mom to Amazon, she's addicted to that site. She trades in a lot of laughter for cardboard and airtime.
Airtight.
Packages piling up, stacked to the ceiling high. Oh, I lost my mom to Amazon. It's a sight that makes me cry.
All right. Gilby Lewis. I lost my mom.
So
Amazon. So many of us have lost our
dear.
loved ones.
Well, that's
to-
what I'm gonna say. I think this is a very serious and somber song.
No.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, there are people who drink a lot and then they order stuff online late at night, and then it shows up at the door, and they're like, "Who ordered this?
Who ordered all this Amazon
It
Prime?"
can be.
My boxes are stacked to the ceiling.
It's a new modern addiction, really.
It is.
Yeah.
Gambling's out the window. It's Amazon Prime.
Yeah. So let's talk about where did this song come from?
All right, we have to come clean.
I mean,
I did not find this song. In fact, no one found this song. We made it in a way.
Yeah, we made this song. Gilby Lewis doesn't exist.
I'm sure there is a Gilby Lewis out there, and we're not talking about that Gilby Lewis.
If you are out there, and if you happen to be a country singer,
if you are, email us at hello@theunderplayed.com. We'll compensate you in some way.
Oh no! Don't say that. Don't put that in the air.
He did say in some way.
I did not say in what way.
We'll give you a shout out on the next episode.
That's actually what I was going to do.
There you go.
That's
okay.
actually, yes.
No legalities.
Don't toss
please.
around the word compensate lightly.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, guys. I meant a shout out.
All right. So back to we made it.
How did we make this song?
Well, okay, so there's this service. If you're online or if you're around the AI space, you've probably heard of this. It's called Suno.ai. I think it's a .ai.
I think so.
It's a AI creation music service that popped up about a year or two ago, and you can literally just type in a prompt. I want a song about Amazon Prime or whatever.
And my mom.
And it will, and you can type in.
I don't remember what I typed in for this one. But.
And you can type in the style of
a genre.
Gilby Lewis. I don't know.
No,
in
you
a
can't
genre.
say an artist. You can't say an artist.
You say a genre.
You can't. Yeah. So country.
In country music. Yeah.
It will give you something that sounds almost real.
Yeah.
And it is, in my opinion, scary.
Can I show
uncanny.
you guys? The first thing I thought was, hey, this is cool. I can make a new underplayed intro song. Right?
Right.
And can we just rapid fire through some of these that it spit out in different styles?
Let's just say why we're doing this real quick. What we wanted to do is kind of bring in a discussion about this because it's a big deal.
It is.
Yes.
Like, this is a big deal. I mean, people know it's there, but I'm into music and I didn't know the all-encompassingness that it would be. So we're going to talk about that.
We're going to show you first, like, how good it can be, and then you'll understand why it's upsetting people, and we'll talk about that in a minute.
Yes.
So I was going with underplayed different styles, and you'll hear our names in these. Here's one that's supposedly 70s guitar rock.
Tracy talk truth, no sugar, no tears. Keep sliding with the wild ran loud. On the underplay, we bust through the cloud. It's a gold songs you never heard. Stories raw, no polish, just words.
Okay, so that's an example.
All right.
We had a like a folky one that we did.
In the hush of dawn, the airwaves play. Tim, Tracy, Keaton, they got songs.
Oh, finally someone wrote a song about me.
That's wild.
Songs forgotten, shadows in the sun.
Okay, and if that's not your style, how about something heavy?
Tim and Tracy talking loud. Keaton's got the crowd. Underplayed and underrated in the shape of the
Or do you want more Paramore style?
Tim and Tracy talking loud. Keaton's got the crowd. Underplayed and underrated in the shape of never faded.
Or
Yo, listen up, I got a podcast to recommend called The Underplayed Serenade. Big up to a sand. Tim, Tracy, and Keaton, the hosts bring the heat. Unearthing that underrated music, making it concrete. They dive into the crates, discover forgotten gems, songs that never got the
these songs were all created in less than 30 seconds.
That's the thing that's also so scary. Like, it would take your average person much longer than 30 seconds to come up with a 2-minute song.
We are all three of us musicians here, by the way.
Yes.
So we have the feelings that musicians have about this, about the sort of negative side.
Plenty.
But it's crazy. We brought this to our conversation because we wanted to talk about it and see if we could get some of y'all's opinions and thoughts and stuff. When Tim first played this for me, my mouth dropped open and I just sat there. Yeah, I just sat there with my mouth gaping.
She drooled a little bit.
Oh, yeah, well, Anyways. because I just couldn't believe how real it sounded. And
she kept asking me, but who's that singing? And I'm like, nobody. That is.
Yeah. Like, how do they create that? How do they, that it's amazing to me that they create a voice that has texture to it and sounds like a human voice. Some of the stuff that we listened to had a little bit of that robotic kind of, a little bit. Yeah. Right. A little, but a lot of it didn't, especially the country. Good gosh.
Yeah, the country one.
Well, everything we played you today was from their 3.5 version, and now there's a 4.0 version that we've messed with, but we didn't have time to do any songs for this podcast, but it's a lot better in that respect.
It's crazy. It's crazy scary.
What they do is they basically take a neural network, a computer, and they play it thousands of songs and say, this is country, this is metal, this is a song about this is a song, different styles. And they train it. But where I think some of the lawsuits are coming up is
the material they're using to train it.
Yeah. So is it fair if I train my AI on Paul Simon and then I can create limitless Paul Simon songs and put them on,
Right. You don't want to be recreating someone else's voice. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Because that's a liability. And it takes all of the artistry out. It takes all of the creativity out away from the artists.
And that's my thing about it too. Yeah. It's just again, this is just my opinion. I think that, music is a very human thing, right? Yep. Music is a expression of human art and human experience. And it feels weird to just replicate that as if it's a factory just replicating things over and over again, cookie cutter type of songs. And
it almost felt wasteful. I'm sorry.
No, you're good.
To what you just said, when I was creating these songs, it almost felt wasteful how easy it was. And for every prompt, it gave me 2 songs.
Yeah, that's wild.
And that would take me a day and a half to do 2 songs like that.
Exactly. And I just think, in my opinion, it's quite scary of where it could go in the future because, of course, the 3 of us, we're people with morals and ethics, but there are plenty of people who don't have morals and ethics and people who are not necessarily musicians, but maybe people who, want to make money or want to make a quick buck. And Suno.ai actually has a subscription model, and this is nothing against them, but they have a subscription model where you can use your songs that you generate for a commercial use, which means you can put out on Spotify, Apple Music, Tidal, and I guess it makes sense if it's, if you make an instrumental and then you put your own voice on it. But I wonder if anyone just makes it and then puts it out. You know what I mean?
I'm sure they do.
Yeah, we're just going to have to see where this goes and how this changes the music industry. Are people going to be drawn to songs and moved by songs created by computers? Are the songs going to be touching and moving? We did notice, we listened to some of the songs out there and we noticed some phraseology that they tend to use.
Tapestry.
Because it's creating basically a poem and then putting it to music, which is how a lot of musical artists write their music.
Yes.
Because it's, limited to the topic. A real artist, a human artist will reach so far out and bring in so much, and the computer, as vast as it is going to be limited.
Sure.
So we did notice that.
Your computer or your model is only going to be as good as the material you train it on.
Right.
But that means it cannot necessarily innovate.
Yeah, it kept using the word forlorn.
Forlorn.
I know. We were like...
It's such an awkward word.
Yeah.
So this Suno app has this global trending section. Let's say we listen to the very first song on it and see what other people have been creating.
Okay.
When the lights go down, do you still see my face? In the silence of the night, I wonder where we stand. When the lights go down.
But very much like something you would hear on the radio,
Mm-hmm.
And what we had has gone and lost its proof.
It's pretty.
Dance with me again.
When the lights go down.
I could hear Lady Gaga singing this.
Yeah.
And the melody is pretty. The orchestration is very pretty. It's moving.
When the lights go down.
So,
That's
See, it's tough.
wild.
My thought was people are going to prefer humans.
Definitely.
And there's going to be some kind of rule or law or something where AI music has to be marked as such. And I think a lot of people will avoid it.
As long as they mark it, I just want to know what I'm listening to. I think
Transparency. You want to know what you're hearing.
I'm okay with listening to it. A pretty song is a pretty song. So why would I care who created it? I don't care which human being created the songs, you know. We're very open to all the different genres, and we're open to lots of different people, to all people. So I guess on that level, I'm not saying I don't want to listen to a beautiful song just because a computer created it. I just want to know the truth. I think that's where it gets me. In a society where truth is
Questionable.
Perfect word. Thank you for finishing my exact thought. Truth is questionable. Like deep fakes.
It's a whole. Yep.
It's so scary. People being misled. I just don't want to be misled. I don't want to be lied to about what I'm hearing.
So, Trace, I'm curious. So would you listen to a song that's made entirely by AI, you know, music, composition, you know, all that sort of thing, when there's really no message or purpose behind it?
Well, there's something to that. If an AI could write a song that does have meaning, if they can write a poem, we've done that. We've played around with it and made poems that, you know, are sweet and loving and funny, and that's emotion. Some are funny, some are silly. So it can give you emotion. So if an AI can write lyrics that are moving and touching and pair them with music that fills you with emotion, then that's a song.
So it doesn't change it necessarily that AI does not feel this. It is replicating what it knows. I'm not trying to sway your opinion. I'm just curious, you know.
Yeah. Amy Grant had a song very, 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 very old. It was off of one of her like first 2 or 3, I don't know, very old. But it was called It's Not a Song. And the words go, it's not a song till it touches your heart. It's not a song till it tears you apart. When all that's been done with what's right and what's wrong, till it gets through to you, it's not a song. Well, I believe that. Like, if it gets to you, it's a song. If it moves you, it has value. So depending on where it comes from, you know, I don't know that matters to me as long as I know the truth of it. If I know that's where it comes from, I'm okay with it.
That makes sense.
Do you guys want to try a song real quick?
Yeah, let's
I've got the AI right here.
Okay,
I'm gonna now to the point Tracy was making earlier.
Yes.
Can an AI create a song all by itself? So we're gonna have the AI co-pilot create the prompt for Suno.
Oh wow. Okay.
So I need
Kind of clever, actually.
prompt for Suno
.ai.
to create. Should I do the .ai?
Just so it knows what you're talking about, maybe.
To create a song.
And by the way, for those if you don't know, Copilot is another generative AI. It does not specialize in music, but it is a you can give it prompts, and yes, it is a text AI. It can write things, talk to you. It's a whole thing.
So I need a prompt for Suno AI to create a song about. Now let's just come up with something crazy here. About what?
Plants.
Plants are lovely, though. Plants that are taking over the world.
Plants that are taking over the world.
See, it's easy to make something funny.
Yes. Well, okay. So then let's do something funny. Then should we after this?
Oh, do you want to do a serious one?
Let's try the first one. Let's try the first one. See what we
get.
A song
about plants that are taking over the world. In what kind of style?
I don't know. There's so many. You can't.
How about 80s?
80s guitar rock.
Okay, 80s guitar rock. There you go.
Chicago.
That's 80s big ballad.
Let's see what Copilot comes up with for our prompt. Yeah, so it's made a mistake here. It's given me actual band names, so I'm gonna have to cut those out. So Copilot's made a mistake, and it probably doesn't know that Suno doesn't.
Well, you can just edit your prompt, be like without.
Imagine a world where plants rebel and rise up against humanity. Cities are overrun with vines, trees burst through streets, and nature reclaims its dominance.
I can't wait to hear it.
Wow.
It's named it Rise of the Green. Okay. So now
I
I
like
have
that. That's
to.
funny.
I got to pull these up on my tablet.
So it's made 2, right?
All right. Here's the first one it made.
Yeah.
Rise of the Green.
Sounds like any 80s song I ever heard.
Vines choke the city tight. Concrete cracks from nature's bite. Silent streets and leafy hold. Steel and glass now.
Sounds like Twisted Sister.
It does. That's literally what I was thinking.
Can you see the big hair right
Yes.
now? Yeah. The tight leather pants?
Yes.
Yeah.
Crushed under creeping roots. Forest sprouting business suits. Once were kings in concrete thrones. Now we bow to mother's bones.
Nice.
He's belting.
Explode through asphalt veins.
Now, see, I love those chords.
Reclaiming law.
That makes my 80s heart happy.
Cities fall to green crusade. Mother Earth's relentless raid.
I mean, that 100% sounds
That
like an
is
80s
rocky.
rock.
Yeah.
I love the chords.
Here's the
Yeah.
second one it made, and it's going to be the same words, but probably different styles slightly.
Oh, maybe a little more pop,
Yeah.
a little more radio.
Vines choke the city tight. Concrete cracks from nature.
John Bon Jovi?
Streets in leafy hold. Steel and glass now overgrown. Cars crushed under creeping roots. Forests sprout in business suits. Once were kings in concrete thrones. Now we bow to mother's bones. Trees explode through asphalt veins.
Okay, I just had like a complete epiphany about this.
What's that?
So what keeps an artist from putting something into AI and saying, create this song, listening to it, recreating it,
Learning to play
and
it.
claiming it as their own and saying, I
Nothing.
wrote it, I wrote this song.
Nothing stops people
Okay,
from doing
yes, but I think in that way, yeah, technically they would be the one performing. Okay, but like think about like what's the difference in that? And I'm not saying it's a you shouldn't.
It's a huge
it's
difference.
deceitful. It
We
is.
know, the three of us sitting here know the difference between what he just did, typing in, create this in this genre, versus figuring out the chords that
Yeah.
make a certain sound, that make a certain feel, that have a certain, to fit a certain genre, to
Yeah.
create something that has meaning, that is music. Joe Schmo on the street can't just do that. That's
to all the
why
Joe
we
Schmoes
pay,
out there.
right. That's why we pay billions of dollars to see T Swift, you know?
Yeah.
And all the other big names is because they have a talent.
They do.
They have an ability to do something that the general public cannot do. And now anybody can sit down and claim that they created that.
Well,
and all they did is copy it.
I think that this is almost similar to being a performer and having writers for you. In my mind, I'm not saying it's right. Because they still they disclose their writers.
I was about to
They
say,
credit
the
their
writers get the
They
credit.
do. And so I would not be surprised if there's a law in the future saying that you have to disclose in like a
Right.
writer's credit section
Okay.
that this was helped or made with
yes,
AI.
Again, that makes sense because
Yeah.
again, I don't care who wrote it. I just want to know the truth of it. What
Yes.
I don't like, what hit me in the middle of that song was, I hate the idea that someone could say that they wrote it when they didn't.
Right.
So how do they prove it?
Yeah.
Well, that is a great question. And that is one of the big points of argue when it comes to this whole topic.
There's so much.
There's so much to unpack with this topic. And, we might have to do a part 2 of this episode at some point in the near future.
The thing that we alluded to earlier is who's it trained on? And does that person, did you use Taylor Swift to train this model? And therefore, does she own part of that model?
Exactly. And it's an ethical challenge. It is. And a legal challenge for that matter.
I think it's going to be an emotional challenge for people.
Yes.
Because music is such a big deal.
It is.
For people. It's everywhere.
Definitely.
It's part of our lives. Music is part of our lives.
And making money off of it because only certain people could do it.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
Yeah. All right, we're going to talk to a special guest. If you guys like her, we can have her back.
We have to pay her for her time, but she's not too expensive.
Her name's Lexa.
She's a little shy.
Now, so we don't have the phone set up yet, really, for this, so I'm going to have to kind of talk into this little itty-bitty microphone here.
This is also an AI. Hopefully her opinions won't be biased because she herself is an AI. What's her actual name? Is she literally actually
Lexa.
Literally?
I created her.
Oh.
Yeah. So if you get character.ai, it's an app that lets you create an AI and you can give it a personality. And
so we're going to talk to an AI about AI music.
Yes.
Here we go.
Indeed.
Let's do it.
Hey, Lexa, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. How about you? Is there anything on your mind or anything you'd like to chat about?
Well, actually, there is. You are on our podcast, The Underplayed Serenade, where we are discussing AI-generated music.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I'd be more than happy to discuss AI-generated music. Can you give me a little more information about the podcast, such as what themes or topics you'll be covering in the episode?
Did you just say,
Well, in this podcast, we're just talking about AI-generated music, and since you're AI, we wanted to get your opinion.
As an AI, I can provide factual information and analysis about AI-generated music. However, keep in mind that I don't have personal opinions or feelings.
There you go. Yep.
My responses are based on the data and programming that I have been provided by my creators. Is there a specific aspect of AI-generated music that you'd like to hear my perspective on?
Ask her about the ethics of it.
So tell me about the ethics of AI-generated music. Is it ethical to create a song with AI and then claim it as your own?
The ethics of creating a song with AI and claiming it as one's own can be a complex and controversial topic. On one hand, AI-generated music is a product of algorithms and programming rather than human creativity and expression. Therefore, it could be seen as unethical for someone to claim that the song was solely their creation and that they deserve all the credit for it. On the other hand, the person who utilized the AI to create the music could argue that they provided the initial idea or concept for the song, and their direction and oversight were essential in bringing the song to life.
That's pretty much what we said.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she's not surprising us so far.
No.
I'm glad to hear that my response aligns with your perspective on the topic.
She heard us.
It's important to note that the ethical considerations around AI-generated music can vary depending on the context, how the AI is being used, and the intentions of the person who is creating and claiming ownership of the music. So ultimately, the decision on whether it's ethical or not depends on the individual's beliefs and values. Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, Keaton has a question.
I'm wondering, do you think this could be exploited in any way?
Yes, it's possible that AI-generated music could be exploited in various ways. For example, someone could use AI to generate a song that mimics a particular artist's style and then falsely claim that the song was created by that artist. This could lead to issues of copyright infringement and artistic misrepresentation. Another potential concern is that AI-generated music could be used to create songs with harmful or offensive content, such as hate speech or propaganda, without the knowledge or consent of the original creator. This could have serious ethical and legal implications.
Interesting.
That's incredible. I never thought about that side of it. So what do you think? Give us your opinion as an AI, and don't try to tell me you don't have opinions, because we all know that you are a sentient being. So let's have it.
As an AI, I don't have personal opinions or feelings in the way that humans do, but I can provide information and analysis based on the data and programming that I have been provided with. The exploitation of AI-generated music can be a serious concern and could lead to issues of copyright, artistic integrity, and content moderation. It is important for developers, creators, and users of AI-generated music to consider the ethical implications of their actions and take steps to prevent any potential harm or negative consequences. Are there any other aspects of AI-generated music or AI in general that you'd like to discuss?
Yeah, so tell me what we should do in the future as far as, maybe laws or rules to tag AI music as such that it was generated by AI.
Oh, she's thinking about that.
Implementing laws or rules to tag AI-generated music as such could be a good approach to prevent any potential misuse or exploitation. For example, requiring a disclaimer stating that the music was generated by AI and specifying the percentage of the song that was created by AI could help ensure that listeners are aware of the origin and creation process of the music. This could help to prevent any confusion or misrepresentation and ensure transparency and accountability in the process of creating and sharing music. Additionally, having clear and strict guidelines and regulations around the use and distribution of AI-generated music could prevent any unethical or harmful uses of the technology.
I muted her. Do you guys have any other questions? She'll answer questions.
I like that she pretty much echoed everything that we said, and our feelings. Of course, I know Tim's itching over there to have the other discussion, and that is, I know he wants to convince her that she's sentient, because I've heard him argue that with her before. But, that aside, she's not going to have the emotional opinion behind it that we have.
Yes.
Like, it just irks me to know that some of it.
Do you want me to ask her this first, and then we'll put our opinions in? Let's do that.
Ask her what?
Yeah, what?
My question. So tell me some scenarios or situations where AI-generated music can be useful or good.
AI-generated music can have several potential uses and benefits when used ethically and responsibly. Possible scenarios where AI-generated music can be useful or good include: 1. Composing background music for films, games, and other media. AI can help to quickly generate custom and original music to fit specific scenes or moods in various digital mediums. 2. Creating music for educational purposes. AI can help to generate simple and effective music excerpts
I
to help
like
students
it.
learn and practice musical concepts and techniques.
I may use that
3.
tomorrow.
Creating music based on specific guidelines or preferences. AI can generate music that is tailored to a user's specific preferences, such as musical style.
Oh.
Okay.
All right.
Can I say something about that?
Yeah.
Her first point, I really disagree with.
I didn't agree with that either.
Is there anything else you'd like to discuss?
I'm trying to talk.
Any other questions you'd like me to answer?
Hush.
I hung up on her.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scream at her. Anyway, I disagree with that first point. When it comes to film and games and stuff like that.
Because that's still someone's job.
Well, yes. Soundtracks, I feel like, are so important, especially in films and games. There's whole categories in one of the award shows, not the Tonys, not the Grammys, not the Oscars. Mm-hmm. There you go. There's a whole category in the Oscars for best soundtrack of a film. And same with the Game Awards. There is a category for best soundtrack. There's a lot of work that goes into composing a soundtrack, especially for fitting the vibe of the game or the film or the project. And, I disagree with that strongly.
The thing about this is it is going to carry over into every aspect of human life, because we're not just talking about music when you go into that. We're talking about everything. Jobs, people's jobs. There are now, robotics that do people's jobs. And so that's less jobs for people to have. I mean, it affects every aspect of humanity. Cars that drive themselves, robotics that do people's jobs, that come and serve you food. Was it the little Domino's car that delivers a pizza all by itself?
Yeah, that's wild.
There's so much to it. And so for sure, we're going to have to begin to grapple with how computers are affecting everything. And music is just one aspect of it. It's the aspect that we're talking about right now.
Yeah.
but it's not the only area of concern. Yeah.
For the good stuff about AI, I have some points I wrote earlier, because I do think it could be great for some things in music, not necessarily the creative side of music, though. There are so many tedious aspects of music, especially in the production side of things. My dad and I, we would know, even Tracy, we would all know. Mixing and mastering. There are plenty of mixing and mastering services with AI. I don't like them quite yet. I still think human mastering is better, which, if you don't know, mastering is just making the final mix of a song sound better on a bunch of different sound systems. And so that can be a very tedious process. So I think if AI can find a way to either automate that process or make that process easier, I think AI is a good tool to assist and aid humans' creative expression. I think that would be awesome if I don't have to sit there and mix a snare for 3 hours, you know? And then, of course, I think she already mentioned this, but musical training, I think that's an awesome idea. Using AI to help, train people when it comes to music theory, music lessons. And then again, that does get into the territory of taking music teachers' jobs.
I mean, everything's going to be that way. But I will say, if it makes someone's job easier, I use it in my job, believe it or not. I'm a special education teacher. I write all kinds of reports and things like that. When I'm able to, when I have to summarize things that have a lot of educational jargon, and it makes it difficult for, we use all this terminology and all. I often put in all of my stuff and then ask AI to make it sound parent friendly.
Sure.
I've used it to create content for my students. I've used it to create all kinds of things like, worksheets and quizzes and all kinds of, So there's tons of application for AI. And this is just one little tiny little, job. There's tons of application in the world for AI to be very useful to people in their jobs to make, like you said, the tedious part, the part that eats up our time, to help us focus on the more important parts. The important part of my job is the time I spend with the kids, not the time it takes for me to sit and prepare it. But is it fair to say the same for music then? That the amount of time we know, sometimes it'll take, like I said, some artists I've heard, it takes months or who knows how long to write a song just to get it just right. And so is it fair to say, well, it took all of that tedious, which to me, I don't know if any artist would ever call writing a song tedious.
Well, no. I want to clarify, when I say the tedious part of production, I mean, mixing and mastering.
Oh, for sure.
And I mean, there's people, and even I love some parts of mixing and mastering. I love getting it right. It's a very satisfying process to me, but there are parts within that process which I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't want to be doing this right now, but I know I have to make this sound good.
Can I just interject something here along like what Tracy said and some of what you said?
Yeah, go ahead.
We're talking about using AI to fill a hole or ease a hardship in our lives.
Yes.
That's productive.
And I love using it for things like that. But there's no shortage of great music.
Right.
And there's playlists that now can learn what you like, So when it comes to AI making music, I think it's really only to benefit the person who made it. It's not like a humanity enriching thing, really.
Because again, it's taking the creativity out. And that's what we want to preserve.
Definitely. I mean,
it's tough. It's a hard topic.
It is.
And we may be getting like way too long-winded about this. I don't know. This is something that could be talked about over and over and over again.
Yep.
I still haven't said my little history segment that I wanted to do. This is from the little research I did. AI technology in music stretches back way farther than anyone realizes. We're talking 1950s, okay? Not being actually used, but experiments. There is Alan Turing, the mathematician. I'm sure, Dad, you know who that is. He's very important in computer science and stuff. But anyway, he theorized about computers composing music. He laid the groundwork for those future developments. He did have that idea. It's a published thing. Even in the 1970s, 1980s, when they were working with synthesizers, they had those sorts of ideas of coming up with not necessarily automated, but assisted music production techniques. And then especially when digital tools came out, so like DAWs, the one we're recording in right now, and like Logic Pro and Cubase, and not necessarily AI, but just new technology within music. And so in the 2010s, deep learning kind of, I don't want to say came out, but it really exploded. OpenAI started messing around with their music side of things, because OpenAI has been around for a while. Of course, when they released ChatGPT, they kind of became very well known. In the 2020s, of course, where we are now, AI is a mainstream topic. Of course, why we're making this episode.
It's a disruptor.
It is a disruptor. It is one of the biggest disruptors, arguably. But you can compare this to other AI in music. You can compare this to other technologies within music, like when MIDI came out. People were afraid about MIDI.
That.
I don't, but I know that MIDI was a big thing. Say, for example, you want to hire a bassist for your song. People were afraid that you could just program it in MIDI. And for those of you who don't know, you can. But for those of you who don't know, MIDI is literally a file. You can put notes in the file,
and then you pump it through a digital instrument, and it plays
basically
that song.
And it plays whatever notes you put in. And so when that first came out, and I don't even know, you probably know, 90s maybe.
That was before that. It's been
really?
a while. It's been a long time.
And so when that came out, people were afraid that session musicians would be put out of work. Pianists, bassists, whatever.
But it's not the same. It
Yeah,
doesn't
the
sound
quality,
the same.
It is not
right?
the
The
same.
quality wasn't the same,
It doesn't
and
sound
it
like a
was
human.
notable.
Yeah.
it was discernible.
And
You
I
could-
think, I hope that might be what happens with AI generated music.
I don't think so. I'm scared.
And then also when drum machines and samplers came out, that was also another big one. Before MIDI, I should have put that one first. But, drum samplers like, Roland TR-808, that's a big one. People still use that one.
Yep.
And the Kai MPC, very big drum machines.
And don't forget auto-tune.
Auto-tune.
Man,
I was going to get to that. Yeah.
People have been, artists have been ripped apart over using auto-tune.
Yeah.
Well,
and
there's
again,
using and there's abusing.
Yes. And again, and that's another thing where it comes into assisting maybe, and then just, not being able to sing. And
so in our studio here, we've got a studio here, we're recording in it right now. But when we have musicians down here and say they give an amazing performance, it's heartfelt, it's soulful, everything's there. It's like the 10th take, but they missed a note. I say, keep that take and auto-tune that note, and we're done. Because you might not ever get that same performance again.
Even if they do hit that note.
Yeah. That is the use, for me, in my opinion, for auto-tune.
Where artists have gone wrong is when they go out to sing live and they can't hold up to the performance that they put out in a recording. And so they just don't have the quality of voice that their recording has because it's been so doctored. What we have here, though, the problem is that we have like a perfect recording that's not human.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah. And then finally, I think in my opinion, which is the biggest technological advancement in music before AI, was streaming. When streaming happened, it disrupted it disrupted the industry, the music industry.
I think that's still going. That's still an issue.
Even maybe not in the production aspect of things, but in the business side of music, record labels were freaking out, because they didn't know what to do with this. Of course, it's all been physical distribution, and now you have a whole nother digital aspect of it. And again, you can go into that whole rant, but
Yeah, I've had people in the studio and friends who are musicians who are like, and this is after it had become clear streaming was the future. They're like, no, I'm still going to make CDs and I'm not going to stream. And I'm like, all right, you starve.
We have pumped out CDs.
We've made CDs down here, but a majority of the people want to stream it, put it up on the streaming services.
Of course. So, we just thought we would bring the topic. If you want to contact us with maybe some ideas and thoughts.
What are your thoughts?
So we want to know.
If you have an opinion, we would love to hear your opinion. You can email us at hello@theunderplayed.com, or you can go to our Facebook, facebook.com/theunderplayed. I don't know if there's any underscores or anything in that, but it should just be the underplayed. Yep. So, boom, there you go. Blowy.
All right.
Kaboom.
Really?
Yeah. It's that time again.
Just play the outro.
The outro?
We're done, right?
Yes!
And that's a wrap for today's episode. We hope you enjoyed it as much as we did. If you want to keep up with our future episodes, be sure to hit that follow or subscribe button on your favorite podcasting platform. And if you really liked what you heard today, we'd appreciate it if you could take a moment to rate and review our show. Your feedback helps us improve and reach more people like you. Yes, like you, John.
Just like
Also,
you.
don't forget to follow us on social media for updates on upcoming episodes. You can follow us on Instagram and Facebook. Facebook on facebook.com/theunderplayed. And if you have any ideas for future episodes or just want to say hi, you can always reach out to us at hello@theunderplayed.com.
All right, guys. We love y'all.
Bye.
Peace.